we are going to reflect on the issues of how do we deepen CAADP implementation to reach and impact the last mile food producer and food consumer. This side event is courtesy of the CAADP Non-State Actors Group, abbreviated as CNG, a platform for non-state actors at the continental level that engages on the issues of CAADP in terms of framing. We have been part of framing and shaping the Kampala Declaration. We have been active participants in the tracking of implementation of the Malabo regime. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome Dr. Greenwell to come and take up the floor.
Ever since I started participating in these processes some kind of time ago, some years ago, I have always enjoyed the participation of non-state actors. Now, as an innovation, we have come up with what we call the CAADP biannual review process. The non-state actors are always part and parcel of those processes. How do you make sure that the stakeholders are going to do something about it? I choose not to say they hold governments accountable, because now you remember that it's not just about governments, it's about everybody else. But you need to be at the table in order for you to try and give the checks and balances to the other stakeholders. The CAADP process is a resource-intensive one. Non-state actors, they come up with resources, technical support, etc. Lessons that I've seen that are useful in order to advance their contribution is that they shouldn't be looked at as an afterthought. I think it would be useful to have them in all the critical stages of the CAADP review. So as we go into the post-Malabo, the Kampala advised strategies, they need to be part and parcel.
Dr. Chris Myonda, we are asking you, how best should national and local government integrate these CAADP beautiful inspirations in their planning and budgeting?
We have had experience, I think, in terms of how to deal with challenges, issues of how to incorporate at the national level. There has to be true ownership by the policymakers and the people working around them of this CAADP agenda. You have seen, we went to Malabo, we went with all the ministers and they signed. We have come to Kampala, the ministers are here and the heads of state will sign. But they tend to be different animals when they are alone, okay? It is important and a critical job actually for non-state actors to remind our leaders about what they have signed. And the second area I believe is awareness. Awareness by the key stakeholders that have to make this a reality. So capacity building is key in us enabling our key stakeholders to benefit.
Inclusive processes are vital. The state actor has grown in strength in terms of their participation. But the critical part is, across the 55 countries, do we have the same strength that allows for joint sector review? Going forward into Kampala, we would like to be able to continue this process of organizing that we have done at a continental level, at a regional level, and start doing it at national level.
How do we best mobilize the women for the next decade to ensure that they are not onlookers of what is happening in the implementation of this CAADP agenda for the next decade?
Women, we are the backbone and we are the growers and the keepers of animals. So women, we are everywhere. We can mobilize women by raising awareness. If they have the information, women are easy, organized, mobilized. So we need to start at national level and going upwards. We can also mobilize women through the advocacy, through different platforms at national, regional. That's why we are here as ACUOF in the CNG. We can also mobilize women by building their capacity. What is the benefit of CAADP for them? To say, if we need agriculture to be the best, what can we do? Gender responsive budgeting, because when they are doing the budget, if we are not there as women, that means the budget is blind. We can also mobilize women when we align them with these policies. If they are there in the policies development, they will also be there in policy implementation.
How do we see the younger people driving the agenda of the agri-food system transformation in the next decade?
Youth are bringing the creativity. Youth are bringing the energy. Youth are bringing the knowledge. So it's up to us now to design our own future, for you to trust us, to engage us, to be part of the dialogue, because if we don't understand what is happening right now, we won't be able to design what is going to happen in the future. Women actually are known for their patience, and this is why it is important for us to be also part of this dialogue, to be part of this conversation, to also be one of the decision makers.
Representative of the farmers in East and Southern Africa, how do we make CAADP reach you and impact on you such that you give us more safe, healthy, and nutritious diets? What can we do differently?
So many things they have been spoken already. Number one, I think number one that we need to see in the next decade is that we need to continue creating awareness. We are moving away from the 7 goals. Yes. Now we have 6, and we are continue really to engage with them. We have been doing engagement ever since when they were planning to do the new CAADP. Interestingly, moving forward in this, number one is in terms of the rural financing. It was there during the Maputo, but was forgotten in the Malabo, but we ensured that is featuring this time. But the other thing that we fought all together with the CNGs to make sure that we have this decentralized under goal number 6. And that's giving an energy, it's giving impetus and power to farmers to make sure that this CAADP does not really end at the national level, goes through the district and the community level. We are going to make sure that we mainstream all this plan in our strategic plan. You have to have a consistency. And number 3 is about mobilizing resources, like my sister, she said. You can't do anything if we don't have financing. Number 4 is about having rapport. And rapport with the media, the policymakers, and everyone. So as smallholder farmers, we engaged our governments at the national level, but also the regional economic communities. And number 5 is in terms of doing research and engagement, as Dr. Machaya spoke about. We do research, but we also engage. And number 6 is to ensure that we engage for results, participating in the Joint Agriculture Sector Review at different levels, participating in the 9, but most importantly in the biannual review report. And number 7 is to ensure that we have committees at the district level, because normally agriculture was located very small, about 0.3% at that level. But after the engagement, the budget has grown to 6% and 5%. And number 8 is about continuous engagement. And number 9 is about building partnership. And number 10 is about celebrating achievement.
How can we better engage the academia? These people are yearning for research. They're yearning for evidence.
When you will understand where our domains lie, then you can think of how best can we engage us. If you think wherever you are, research is important, who will you engage best if you don't come to academia? We are talking about awareness. Who is going to do awareness? And those are usually our products. Our colleagues, the farmers, the women and the youth sharing with us experiences of North Africa. Climate change is a problem. But how engaged the academia in contributing to that debate? Engaging academia is key in those areas. So in all areas, even as we think about the CAADP, the Africa agenda, we cannot leave academia behind. The Africa we want, we need to build our resilience in agri-food systems and all other aspects. The aspect of increased funding to academic institutions is important.
We need to organize at the national level. The entry level for you is at the National Agriculture Investment Plan, National Agro-System Investment Plan. That is where you're supposed to be. That is the foundation of the implementation of CAADP. And thanks to all of you who have been here, and I'd like to ask all of you to please give yourself a big round of applause. Thank you.